The system is so corrupt. It's so deeply, inherently corrupt. The foundation of it is genocide, slavery, mass murdering, racism, sexism, civil rights violations all across the board, every which way. And y'all really think that this could just be voted away? No, it cannot. Do you think that people in power, the people with all the power in the world and all the wealth in the world, are gonna elect you and me and people who they view as less than them, as inferior? You think they're gonna let, when they don't have to, they have the power to prevent you, you think they're gonna let you vote away their power and their wealth? Get a grip. It's not gonna happen. Voting does not matter. It matters in the wrong way. Any vote for any candidate on any level for any reason is a vote for the system. Period. A vote for the system. That's it. How do people actually think that, first of all, that voting changes anything? Which, just look at history. What president has actually changed the system, brought in a new system? Nah, none of them. And none of them will. Now, it's crazy to me that people think voting, that a president who doesn't even have power, there's still processes, political processes, bureaucratic processes that the president has to go through. He still has higher ups that he has to answer to. But nonetheless, if you know the history of America and of the system is so deeply, deeply rooted. The foundation of the system is racism, is sexism, is slavery, is manipulation, is brainwashing. This is the blood that pumps through that system, that pumps through America. It is corrupt to the core. It is rotten to the core. And y'all think that voting every 4 years for some new puppet head is gonna change that? Is gonna change a system that is so inherently wicked? Y'all think voting is really gonna change that? No, it cannot change it. There is no reforming something that is completely and utterly corrupted. There's no reforming it. You're just reforming the corruption. You just you know, the knife is in the back. You want to reform it through voting and whatever other political processes that are part of the system. You just pulling the knife out a little bit and saying, that's okay, it's better now. Nah, fam, we need to pull that knife all the way out. And the only way to do that is to burn the system, crash the system. And how do we crash the system? Through non-compliance. And voting is the most compliant thing you could do. You are saying, yes, I have trust in this system. I have trust in government. Yes, here's my vote of confidence. No, that is not the way that we change this system. This system needs to be completely brought down and something new has to be started. Now, what new? I don't know. How? I don't know. I don't have all the answers. But I know that voting is only perpetuating the system. Furthermore, it is not changing anything. Nothing. So, we need to stop voting. If everybody didn't vote, the system would crash. In addition to that, if we voted with our lifestyles, which I am and many people are doing, and if we voted with our lifestyle through boycotting certain corporations, companies, products, striking, protesting, acts of non-compliance, civil disobedience, non-compliance such as not voting and participating in other system protocols. That is how we crash the system. Not through voting every 4 years for a system that is inherently corrupt and rotted and racist and sexist. Aside from that, just straight up, when you look at what voting is, you know what I'm talking about? Look at the Electoral College. This election was Trump won because of Electoral College. And if y'all don't know what the Electoral College is, you know, you have the popular vote, which is just the Democratic vote. That's all that is. And then you have Electoral College. And the Electoral College was set up by the founding fathers. The founding fathers, they were so great. Nah, those dudes were equally just as white supremacist, racist, sexist, elitist as these fools nowadays who run in the show are. And they openly said they created the Electoral College because they did not believe in the intelligence of the common folk. They did not think that common people could make good decisions. So they created the Electoral College so that they could still have the final say, so that they could still have the power. Again, do you think that people in power, the people with all the power in the world and all the wealth in the world, are gonna elect you and me and people who they view as less than them, as inferior? You think they're gonna let, when they don't have to, they have the power to prevent you, you think they're gonna let you vote away their power and their wealth? Get a grip. It's not gonna happen. And the founding fathers back in the day, they knew this. And that's why they implemented Electoral College. And what the Electoral College is, every region, state, whatever the heck, however the heck it goes, state has their electoral representative. And the electoral representative has full authority to, if all the people, the majority vote in their state voted for Hillary, they have full authority to yet and still vote for Trump. Even if the people said, we want Hillary, they could say, nah, you represented me to speak on your behalf. I know better than you, so I'm gonna vote Trump. Or what most likely happens is that the Electoral College is bought off. They're controlled by the ruling class. And it's not even their decision at all. It's whoever they're told to vote for. And this election is a perfect example of that. Hillary won the popular vote, the Democratic vote. Donald Trump won because of Electoral College. And that just shows you, your vote doesn't matter. If it mattered, Hillary would be president. Not that that matters anyway, I know better, but I'm just telling you, your vote doesn't matter. If it mattered, why didn't off jump black people, women, minorities, they didn't have the right to vote? Why don't felons like myself, who's supposed to have repaid their debt to society, but you come out, you a second-hand citizen, you can't even vote? It's rigged. Your vote does not matter, period. There was actually an election, I forgot which one, it was back in the days, where an electoral representative put in a name on a ballot that wasn't even in the race, wasn't even in contention. And y'all talking about voting matters. Nah, fam. It matters because, again, you are voting for the system. You are saying, yes, I believe in this system. I believe it. I believe that we could change this system with a new president every 4 years. I mean, even just look at that. Look at democracy anyway. Even if it, first of all, if it was clear democracy, if it was real democracy, it would be just popular vote. No Electoral College. You got this many votes, you got less. All right, we know who the winner is. That's what a democracy would be. But anyway, the U.S., there's nowhere in the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence does it even say democracy. The U.S. anyways is a republic. So people got it twisted off jump. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even a democracy, but, well, it was supposed to be a republic. Now it's neither a republic nor a democracy. It's an empire. It's a dictatorship. So anyway, but even if it was democracy, look, democracy has been tried and it's a fail. I'll tell you why it's a fail. Because democracy, there can never really be true freedom and justice and equality because somebody always has to lose. Like in this case, you got all these people that want Trump, you got all these people that want Hillary. I think they're both silly, but anyway, Trump wins. Now all these millions and millions of people who wanted Hillary, now they have to suffer. How does that produce equality and justice and freedom? Majority rules. That is not the way, my people. That is not the way. You understand what I'm saying? That's why democracy is inherently flawed. Somebody is always going to lose. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, democracy is the easiest system, especially in this day and age, the way the media is controlled. It is the easiest system to manipulate because all you got to do is dumb down the masses, make them compliant and complacent like they are in America. You know, distract them, make them followers, a nation of followers. I don't like to say sheep because you know what? I love animals and I don't want to disrespect sheep like that. Real talk, like, you know, sheep, at least that's their level of consciousness. Like people though who just follow the way they do, that's a whole nother level. But anyway, I understand the programming and brainwashing goes deep, so I understand that too. But nonetheless, the point is, you create a nation of followers, which they have. And then it's so easy through the media to sway their perception and to sway their opinion and to get them to vote for whoever you want to vote for, whoever they want them to vote for. So democracy is always going to be compromised. The only way democracy could work is if it's a nation of people who are fully informed, have full responsibility for themselves as individuals in all way, mental, physical, spiritual. Then a democracy could work. But even then, people aren't all gonna see eye to eye, and somebody gotta lose. That's why democracy is whack, y'all. Democracy is whack. If anything, anarchy. Just meaning the lack of rulers, where every individual has the right to live their life their own way, to govern themselves, to rule over themselves without anybody else telling them what to do, as long as they're not causing harm to other living things, stealing, killing, whatever it may be, other sentient beings. That's the way to live. Small little communities dispersed out throughout the world. That's the way to live. I mean, the whole democratic system, capitalism, consumerism, it all thrives on these huge cities, these metropoles of, where there's millions and millions of people, because they're farms. That's what they become. You understand what I'm saying? And it's so much more easy. It's easier for them to control the paradigm when millions of people are in the same area and living the same way and by the same rules and the same codes. That's why, fam, the solution is to take it back to smaller communities, to anarchy, where we rule over our own self, first of all, and it's based on community living. Of course, everything would have to be sustainable, which we have the technology to do, and basically participation and cooperation. So anyway, that's a whole nother video, and it goes way deeper than just that. That's just skimming the surface. But anyway, point is, democracy is whack. That shit don't work, yo. Democracy doesn't work. And it's time for us to stop being insane. Stop repeating the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's what voting is. That's what voting is. That's what voting for the system is. Like, look, the only vote that matters is your lifestyle, is how you live, where you spend your money, where you spend your time, where you spend your energy, how you think, how you act, how you live, who you associate with, all of these things. But especially being a conscious consumer. You know what I'm talking about? Cutting back on the spending, on contributing to these corporations who then take our money, turn around, and use it against us by the way they control the whole world, the whole system, and they use it against us. So, if you want to vote with your lifestyle. Be the vote. How about that? Can we get that? Can that be a new campaign? Be the vote. Not even be the change. I mean, it's the same thing, but be the vote. Yeah. Another thing they do with voting is they give people false hope. They keep them trapped. They keep them complacent. You know what I'm saying? People really actually believe that, if we just go out every 4 years and vote, that's all we need to do to make a change. And it doesn't make any real change. And that in turn keeps people complacent. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to every single day voting with your lifestyle and protest and boycott and politicizing yourself and taking action and initiative. Instead of doing that, people just sit back and, I don't like this system or this president or politician or whatever, but I'll just wait till the next election and vote for somebody else. And they keep repeating the same thing over and over, expecting different results. It's insanity. And it needs to be stopped. Voting, you're just going through the system. You're just using the system to vote for the system. You can't. By voting, you're using the system. If you're using the system, you're voting for the system. Period. Ain't no revolutionary ever talk about voting. Talk about let's have a revolution by voting. That's nonsense. All right, you see this right here? Power to the people. That means out here on the street, grassroots boycotting, striking, non-compliance, defiance, civil disobedience. Power to the people, fam. And that doesn't come on a ballot. All right? Straight up, yo. I understand the people who don't get it, but when I see my revolutionary minded people talk about vote for Trump because this or because that, like, yo, fam, it's still just voting for the system. It's still voting for the system. Again, I repeat, please, I cannot stress this enough. The system is so corrupt. It's so deeply, inherently corrupt. The foundation of it is genocide. slavery, mass murdering, racism, sexism, civil rights violations all across the board, every which way. And y'all really think that this could just be voted away? No, it cannot. So if you okay with the system and you still want to just live the way you've been living, then go ahead, keep voting. Do what you got to do. Ultimately, everybody gonna do what they got to do. Look, I don't even live in America anymore. I never voted. Even if I was there, I wouldn't vote. I couldn't vote. But even if I could, I wouldn't vote. I don't even live there anymore. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this, because I know the truth. I know how deep the rabbit hole goes. And when something is that corrupted, the only way to get rid of it is to get rid of it. To smash it, crash it, take it down. And then from the rubble, begin and build again. Now, I know that may sound crazy to some people. And, you know, I don't know if that'll ever happen. And quite frankly, it'll get a lot worse, I think, before that happens or before it gets better. But at this point, honestly, like, you know, in a way, maybe Trump is good. You know, maybe it's good that Trump won. Maybe that's what people will need now to actually say, oh, wait, the system is messed up. I don't want to vote anymore because look what happened. Maybe that's what it takes. Everything happens for a reason. I don't know. We shall see. But I'm just here to share my thoughts, my views, my opinions, my truths. Hopefully, you know, spark people's brains, make them think, you know, create some dialogue. So, I mean, that's pretty much it, y'all. You know, be the vote, be the change, keep getting big on them. You know what we do. Peace and love, y'all. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Just this perfect kind of puppet right now, because that's how I see it. He's the perfect puppet. Far better than Hillary. He's the one right now.